Hey Sean, took me a little while, but let's check out the replays. So, what you wrote down is both games, Pos1 games, where you felt like you didn't scale. And you assume that it's because you're not farming correctly. So let's start with the first one here. You're playing Tiny. Now, one thing that immediately, comes to mind here is that you went for Mage Slayer, which is very strange. Now, Bloodthorn is a good item on a lot of carries, Tiny included, but there's basically no situation in which you want Mage Slayer before the Orchid. It's just way more effective, the Orchid. It's not too different of a cost, right? 800 gold more gives you double the attack speed, which is obviously most relevant for Tiny. And we can talk about stats, but it's really just about the active, right? Orchid active is super high impact regardless of the game, whereas the Mage Slayer active is, well, I mean, it doesn't have an active, and the passive effect is irrelevant 99 out of 100 games, right? It's like ultra situational. It's definitely not relevant for Tiny. So definitely, if you're gonna build this, just build the Orchid first. I guess you did it because you disassembled the Echo for BKB, but I mean, I don't know, maybe you just thought I wanted to like quickly upgrade to something, yeah. But if that's the case and you aren't actually planning to get the Bloodthorn, then just upgrade right back to Echo, right? It's still gonna be better than Mage Slayer. And if you are planning to get a Bloodthorn, then first get the Orchid, then the Mage Slayer finish something. Yeah. Anyway, still that was hardly. I don't think that's what this is about. Now, already, what do we notice here? First off, if your shard does not come out at 15 minutes flat, then there's a problem, right? It means something went wrong. You buy the Ogre Axe at 14, but why, right? Like you need the shard, right? There's nothing that improves your farm more than the shard, so having the Echo doesn't really matter if you don't have the shard yet. If you have the shard first, you're gonna get the Echo faster. So this order of items is wrong. Second, what do we need all these small items for? I mean, look at this inventory. Does this inventory scream, I want to farm to you? Because this looks like an offlane Tiny to me when you go with these items. And you did max the... Aha, so you actually... Okay, you even maxed Avalanche. Okay, I was gonna say... But... Still, it just... If you're gonna max Avalanche and buy Soul Ring and all these mana items, then why play Carry Tiny? Because that's not what Carry Tiny is about. This is not Pos1, right? What you're doing here. Carry Tiny is about farming as fast as possible, which means you max tree grab and you get farming items. Now, there's this new build, well, relatively new, I guess, something that people have been doing for a while with Tiny, which is as an alternative to the Echo Saber, and that's just to rush a Moon Shard, right? Treads, Moon Shard, Axe Shard are basically the first items. Because all you really need beyond the shard is attack speed, because obviously you have a lot of damage already. I'm gonna fast forward here, but yeah, just the items and the skill build like already lets me know kind of what went wrong here. Now you might think, I know an argument for maxing Avalanche, getting more mana, etc. early could be like, oh, but I want to compete with the enemy offlaner. The thing is, you cannot do a better, like, you cannot out offlane the offlaner while playing carry. It's just not gonna happen, right? Maybe that sounds confusing, but the point is that no matter what happens, as a carry, you want to farm. You want to buy items that help you farm. The offlaner wants to fight you and pressure you. So naturally, he's gonna be stronger no matter what. Even if you get some kills, even if you get a good start, he's gonna buy items to fight, you're gonna buy items to farm. So he will get stronger. So why... Now, you can try to not buy items to farm, but buy items to fight instead. Kind of like you did, right? Like Soul Ring, Wand, all this shit. And then what happens? What's the result of that? You start fighting him. But this is what the job of the offlaner is. It's to fight you and to prevent you from farming. So if you change your plan to fight him, then you're helping him do his job, right? You don't pick Pos1 Tiny to fight, you pick it to farm. So you have to think about, how am I gonna farm effectively? How do I get out of this lane as soon as possible to farm faster in the jungle with my items and levels? That's what you buy them for. To not get harassed, right? To not get my farm slowed down by this guy that's trying to slow down my farm. Like that's his whole job. I paused here just because this moment, it's not very strategy related, but still I wanted to point it out. Like, he puts the fire here, and you can see the effect. You can see the circle as he clicks the spell. So instead of taking 1 step to the left, you take 5 steps to the right, and then you walk back into it. So you tank. You could have tanked just 1 wave of fire, but that's 1, that's 2, 3. So you tank 3 getting out, and then you step right back in for the 4th. So 4, and you're like, oh shit, I'm still tanking the fire, and then 5, you tank 5 waves. And only the 6th one you dodge. So this spell just did legit damage to you, and you missed the creeps, because he just didn't want to walk forward. And now you're like, I should buy a magic wand. No man, magic wand is not a sustained item. It's not gonna help you. What you need to think in this situation is, fuck, I want to get out of this lane as soon as possible and farm the jungle so that I'm not fighting this guy. You guys have the same items, but you should see a problem with that. Because you don't have the same goal, you don't have the same job in the game. You don't have the same plan. So how can you have the same items, right? It doesn't make sense. So you're trying to play carry Tiny with items for offlane Tiny. That's basically the issue. Soul Ring is completely unnecessary. Do not buy the Soul Ring. You can start with gauntlets if you want, but that doesn't mean you have to upgrade them into Soul Ring. Look, you just used Soul Ring here for a 40 mana cost spell, right? When you also have, like, it just doesn't make sense. So yeah, let's see how long you actually stay on the lane. And here, by the way, you see another issue with this approach, that even if you guys do kill the Underlord, look, he comes back to lane with full HP, full mana, and you're still fucked. I mean, I don't know when we last talked about Pos1 itemization and stuff, but I'm pretty sure we did, and I'm pretty sure I've mentioned not buying Magic Wand to you before. Only buy Magic Wand on a carry if there's mana burn on the enemy team, and again, even if there is, you buy the wand much later, at like 15-20 minutes when you actually start, you know, joining fights. Again, just check this out, man. 40 mana cost spell and you're using Soul Ring for, like, it's not worth it. So, long story short, do not buy Soul Ring, do not buy Magic Wand, don't buy all this useless shit, just rush Power Treads. You can go Moonshard, you can go Echo, both are okay. But make sure you're buying the Aghanim Shard by 15 minutes. You need to have the gold at 14 something so that when it hits 15 you have the shard instantly. It's one of the best shards in the game. It's pretty much the best farming item in the game, right? And it's unique to Tiny. So you cannot afford to delay it. So I just want to point out something here. Alchemist died 5 times, right? He's 2 and 5. He's getting destroyed. He has lower last hits than you. He does have 2 kills, okay, but he's only 300 network behind. Yeah, he has the Grievous Greed, but it's not that relevant, you know, yet, because he only has 30 last hits anyway. So that just goes to show that even though you bought all these items and you're technically doing a little bit better on the lane, it doesn't actually translate into you having better farm. Look, he waxed out Avalanche, so what? This guy buys stat items, because guess what? He's the offlaner he wants to fight. He has 1700 HP, you're never gonna threaten him. No matter what you build, you're not gonna threaten 1v1. Underlord, at 11 minutes, was buying items to get tanky. There's very few heroes who can threaten him, and they're not carries, that's for sure. Start pushing this tower. I've also mentioned to you that this tower is worthless, even if you do get it. So here you tank to keep the catapult alive, which puts your life in danger. Catapult dies anyway, and then you die for display. This tower is irrelevant. Go on, Sean, we have talked about this. These are the towers you want. The towers on the enemy offlane are useless, and are definitely not worth losing your life over. Okay, this time you do TP bottom. Okay, that's good. I like that. So you are actually now pressuring the towers that matter. Good. Smack, give me a couple smacks. That's nice. If you are gonna use your spells to shove the wave, I mean, you got the tower, it works out fine. But just wanted to say, you want to maximize your tree hits for the tower. So first of all, don't pick up the tree until you start hitting the tower. Second, even if you do, toss the range creep onto the melee creeps and avalanche all of them. Right? Much more efficient way of clearing the wave. So you don't waste extra hits. Here you actually waste the toss damage, right? You see, you toss, but then you kill the creeps anyway before the toss lands, right? The creep is in the air. Here it is. It's kind of weird. Can I even click this view? Ah, yeah, we can. Nice. Huh. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So, look, creep is in the air. Right. And before it comes down, you hit the creeps and you waste your tree grab hit. So, and it ends up not mattering because nobody's defending this for some reason, but doesn't mean it was the right approach. And look at this, it's 14 minutes. And you have 800 gold. It's about to turn into... Okay. Don't buy the freaking Ogre Axe. You need to wait for the Axe Shard. It's much more important. And at least you're playing the right side of the map now. You're recovering, it's going better. Now you decide to join a fight, which obviously doesn't work out well. You have no business fighting. You could try to combo this guy. You actually had the chance to combo him. Avalanche has a lot of cast range, I guess more than you think it does. So if you're gonna go for this guy, you need to stun him first. There's no way Ogre stuns Tiny before Tiny stuns Ogre, considering that, you know, your stun has way more range. And the range you see is, you know, add 400 on top of that because Avalanche has a 400 radius. So you could stun him from... Let me see, this is Ogre stun, there's no radius, it's flat, right? Just in the circle, only then can he start casting a stun. You can ground target your stun, and it's 400 range past this circle. So that means... Right here, you can already throw the avalanche, and if this guy keeps walking or just even stands still, you're gonna hit him with the avalanche. Either way, you just kind of chill here in the firestorm, and then you die. That's another side note. I'm not sure if we're gonna see more of these creations of the Firestorm, but you seem to be underestimating the spell big time. You took 850 damage from Firestorm. We'll talk about it in more detail if I see another fight where you're not dodging it. So now you're farming without the shard, so you can see it goes very slowly. You're losing half your health on a 2.3 HP hero with 13 armor. And that's just because you don't have the shard. Your farming spell is not your avalanche, it's your thing. You just need shard, yeah. You find yourself on your safe lane again, which is not really where you want to be, but oh well. At least you walked here, so that's better. You got the shard now. Now you should start really power farming. You should climb up your net worth. So you clear these camps, you see Underlord on the lane, and now you're sticking around. Why, man? Again, you're not supposed to fight this guy. I don't know if you clicked him. He has Athos, Magic Wand, Hood of Defiance. He is not dying. 1500 HP, not even full. You're not gonna kill him. You're not building items to kill him. You don't have any items to kill him yet. You bought Shard. Why? Because you want to farm. Not because you want to try and kill Underlord. And what is Bounty's contribution to this? It's not there, man. It's a fucking... This guy has no damage. It's... Bounty is not a damage dealing hero. You guys are just gonna tickle the Underlord. So there's no reason for you to stand still here. Okay. You do go back to farming. So, ally gets killed mid, you see a bunch of enemies mid, and you walk here to defend the tower. Okay, you can mop up the creeps, but it's not your job to defend. And if you step forward for these creeps now, unless the enemies are AFK, all that's gonna happen is they're gonna kill you. Maybe it doesn't happen, I didn't watch the replay, but no teammates nearby, Hoodwink's not gonna save you. This guy just died, you saw that there's 3. Again, your job is to farm, it's not to defend towers. Okay, they don't jump you for some reason. I guess they all went bottom, yeah, with the Underlord shit. Catch sniper, but still doesn't make your play there right. Right now, after clearing mid, instead of moving to the top side, you should move to the bottom side. Yes, they're all there, but are they gonna stay here and siege this tier 1? No. They're gonna take 1 or 2 waves, then go back to mid. So they're also gonna go back here to defend, because clear needs defending. So what you should do, clear this wave, go clear the ancients, and then walk bottom. And by then it's gonna be pushed to here, and you can keep farming. Because now, by going this way, okay, you farm the animations, and then what? Right now you're surrounded by enemies, and you're forced into yet another fight, which again, you don't want to be part of. Okay, this time you do realize that it's bad, so you try to get out, but they catch you. Tiny is not a fast hero. Okay, you actually survived, but then you're walking back in. Now you're TPing to the safe lane. Remember what I said, do not TP to your safe lane. You could just keep running bottom and make it in time for this fat wave that's coming up. If you are TPing, you could TP bottom instead, but this wave is just as big, if not bigger, than the one top. And bottom is the place you want to be. Bottom is close to your ancients, not top. Basically, you're playing like a kind of... You're not really playing Pos1, you're not really playing Pos3 either. You're playing something in between, and it's like kind of... It's just... You're not as impactful as an offlaner, and you're also not farming as much as the Pos1, right? And for some reason, again, you're sticking around this top part of the map. I am 1,000,000% sure. I mean, it's okay. Like, I get, it's been a while, right, since our last lessons, so you could have forgotten about it. But I am sure that we talked about this. Do not play in your safe lane. Don't keep going back there. Let me just open up the Google Doc and see. Don't TP to your safe lane. Chicken not to bulldog. Okay, okay, take it back. My mistake. I have not written this stuff down, but I'm gonna write it down now. We have written down though, don't that getting a kill costs you gold. But all right, let me show this for a sec. Never TP if you're safe. Only pressure the enemy here, the enemy mid lane and enemy. Only reason to push the enemy off lane, which is what you're doing, is to force TPs, then dodge. So that you can push a lane that you actually want to push, yeah. So the reason why you're not very farmed is because you're not committed to farming, right? We haven't had like more than a minute or so of you farming straight. It's always been interrupted by joining fights, chasing heroes, going for a kill. Alright, running around, or you're farming in the enemy triangle, which means that you cannot possibly stay there very long and farm. Better manage to survive. And yeah, the whole disassembling thing, like this is good for here's what a timing, right? You do this exactly on offlane Night Stalker, for example. That used to be a popular build for a while. Offlane Night Stalker goes Echo Saber, disassembles it for a fast BKB. Because he wants to hit a timing, right? Because he's offlane. But you're tiny, man. You're a carry. You're one of the fastest farming carries. You don't wanna hit some fast timings. Oh yeah, also side note, Agitread's always on tiny. Much more DPS. You need attack speed. Here. Now this part, did I really also not write? Okay, this time I did write this down. So this time no excuses. Always make the enemy react to you instead of you reacting. Now, here you're TPing to defend and react. You push bottom, a couple waves. Did you make anybody react? No. Okay, you can assume that somebody's gonna go there, that's why you went to the jungle. But right now, what do you see? 3 top and 1 guy mid. Is anybody defending bottom? No. What does your hero excel at? What should you do? Well, that's pushing bottom. Just go for this tower, man. Fuck this fight. That's what the point of your hero is. And this also shows you why fast BKB is irrelevant. Why do you need fast BKB if you're gonna hit the tower? Why do you need soaring magic wand? You don't need all this shit. You're not playing offlane, man. You're playing carry. Here, join the fight. But Sniper and Hoodwink were dead before you even joined the fight. 3v5. And what are you gonna do? You know, we don't need to check the stats. I can tell you now, we are gonna check them just so you see the proof, but it's pretty clear that Sniper is a huge part of the damage on your team. And if Sniper is dead, who's gonna deal the damage? Let's check out scoreboard. Damage dealt. 35k, 35k, 20k, 67k. Sniper did the majority of the damage on your team. Not a surprise. You actually had 17k though. That's very, very low. It's less than Crystal Maiden. But we'll see why that is later. Probably because you don't actually get. But say you can see you joined this fight, but there is no fight, right? If you were bottom, you would stay alive. You wouldn't give them extra kills. You would take a tower. You would force TPs. Like it's so many things would go way, way, way better. And now, yeah, this is where you finish the Mage Slayer, like just to get, but like, it's so bad, man. Like, what does this give you? Do you want to get some magic resistance right after you bought BKB, right? Like, how does that make sense? By the way, Elven Tunic is, was that your Elven Tunic that dropped? Oh no, okay, never mind. That was enemy Elven Tunic. In that case, Mindbreaker is fine, yeah. Just want attack speed. Now you're pushing bottom. This time you don't TP back and see what happens. Freest tower of your life. You take the outpost right away. Okay. Why would you back now? Who's stopping you? You just saw. This is actually the perfect example. We have like the stuff that I'm telling you in your own game. It's you're showing the example. The exact same situation happened twice. You were bottom, right? One time you TP'd back for the fight. What happened? Disaster. Everybody got team wiped. Literally nothing helping your team to win. This time you don't go back. You just take a free tower in 5 seconds, because that's what your hero's amazing at. Obviously, no surprise. Even though you don't have very good damage items, if you think about it. BKB, Blink, Soaring, like nothing except shreds, and to a small extent well, it's kind of the attack speed aspect of the Oblivion stat, but nothing else actually gives you attack speed. And still you took the tower in 5 seconds. So what are you better at, fighting or taking towers? Like the game itself tells you, right? What happens in the game tells you. So why would you not hit the tier 3 and why would you TP back instead? It just doesn't make sense. Again, Sniper's BKB is running out, he's stunned, surrounded by the entire enemy team, half HP. And that's when you start TPing, right? Your TP is not even ready. Like, how could this possibly be a good fight? Again, Silencer's already dead. Spoiler, it's not gonna be a good fight. And you realize that, and now you're TP back and you're standing here like, oh shit, well what do we do? Let's blink to the fountain. See, now you put yourself in the position where you cannot do anything. You just have to wait until the enemies push in. Also stupid that they don't have any creeps, right? That's why they need to go all the way back, right? So it's kind of retarded. But if you just stayed here, you would be taking Rex right now. Tower would be gone. You could take barracks. That actually helps you win the game. Instead, you're fighting them here when you don't even have to, because again, they don't even have creeps. They can't even push any towers. So you're not defending anything here. And yeah, you notice that you're not actually hurting this guy at all. Look at this, how much damage per hit. He bashed you here. Let's see the next hit. You're hitting for like 50, right? And that's not surprising because you just don't have any damage items yet. No Silver Edge, no AC, no Daedalus, no Moon Shard, nothing. So naturally not gonna do much damage. So it boils down to the reacting versus forcing reactions. Like, don't think about, oh, enemy's doing this, how can I deal with that? No, think, what does my hero do? What am I good at? Why are you playing Tiny and not fucking Nyx Assassin, right? Because if you want to chase kills and you want to join every fight and you want to try to burst people, then yeah, pick, well, actually Nyx sucks, but you could pick a fighting hero like Curse Spirit. You could pick a, I mean, burst heroes aren't really that good anymore, but if you had some, you want to pick somebody for solo kills, probably what, like Void Spirit or like Lena or some shit. But you're playing position 1 Tiny. Why? What's this hero good at? It's the best building hitter in the game, maybe after Meepo. So you want to do that, you want to hit buildings, you want to buy items that will help you do that. Moon Shard. You want attack speed and you want mobility. Moon Shard, Dagger, Silver Edge, or at least Shadow Blade. AC, like you're getting now. Don't need a fast BKB. Yeah. I think, yeah, more or less we've seen enough from this replay. Let's check out the other one real quick. Most likely there's gonna be stuff that's similar. Yeah. I hear say you got outscaled, but as we can see, it's not really that you're like getting outscaled at a certain point. You're basically outscaling yourself from the start by building the wrong items. So another recap. Do not buy small items. Buy items that will help you farm. if you're not sure what exactly to get, you cannot go wrong with rushing power treads, regardless of the carry. I honestly can't think of a carry where fast power treads is something bad, right? Maybe Weaver, not a very traditional carry though, and even then it's not that bad, right? Not sure what to get, just rush power. And when I say rush power treads, I mean maybe get extra tangles if necessary, but don't upgrade bracers or wraith bands, right? Don't get magic wand, don't get soul ring, don't get any small shit. Just rush the power treads and then rush your farming item. For Tiny, it's the shard. For a lot of heroes, it's Maelstrom. For some, it's Battle Fury. For Void, it's Mask Madness, then Maelstrom usually. For Drow, it's Dragonlance and then a Manta, right? Like you did here. So okay, this looks better, right? Here you stack the bands of Elven Skin initially. Still, getting power treads is better than triple band of Elven Skin, to be honest. But whatever, it's at least it's the right idea here. A little bit more. Let's check out the rest of the build actually. Dress Dragonlance, Yasha, BKB Pike. Okay, so you didn't finish the Manta for some reason. Again with the early BKB, yes, you need it against Invoker, but did you really need it at 20 minutes? And what's strange is that here the pace kind of went down because it took you... Let's see. See what happened here.
Nothing stands in my way.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, so when you get this band of skin, that's good, but then just upgrade straight to treads because yeah, treads are better than triple band. You get slightly less damage, 8 damage less, but you get far more attack speed, so, and you get the most speed obviously. Which, in this case, if they're not being aggressive, is irrelevant, but still safe. Safer approach.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Kind of ran in there quite aggressive, but whatever. Unfortunately, Grimstroke leeching a lot of experience, so you're still level 4. You can see here how having boots and treads would actually help you survive though. Anyway, this is again the moment. It's 7 minutes. You should be thinking about jungling. Obviously, stay on the lane. Once again, you are fighting. Are these fighting items? No. These are fighting items. And this mango is fighting item, right? But anyway, it doesn't matter what items the hero is, just take it as a rule, man. You need to ditch the lane and go jungle. Cannot keep fighting. Again, this is something that we've written down. So it's not something that should be new to you. I'll rephrase this from don't be afraid to go jungle early to go jungle early. All caps. And bold. But we also wrote this down. If you're not getting at least 5 or 6 last hits per minute, you should jungle. It's 9 minutes, you have 30. Quick maths, that's less than 5. Actually, it's less than 4. You're getting a bit more than 3 creeps per minute right now. So you should already be jungling. And before you tell me, oh, but I tried at this game and then My teammate got upset because I'm not. Dude, who cares about, you know, your teammates? You need to do what you know is right. And clearly, you know, it's not really working out, as we can see A and B, because you told me. Also, going jungle does not mean hitting the camp that's right next to the lane, because you're still vulnerable. Like Weaver and Lich can still just kill you right here, especially when you're chilling with 200 HP. Going jungle means farming your way to the triangle. This is where it's safe. You want to be in the triangle. Once again, you keep fighting. Surprise, he kills you again. Don't need to die 3 times to realize that you should leave the lane. You should leave the lane always at 7 minutes. Again, you TP to the safe lane.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Now, oh, let's hit the tower, guys. 5 minutes. This is so, again, it's bad. Don't hit this tower. It's pointless. It does not help you win the game. You just lost farm by making this move. And you still go back here. What could you possibly gain here? Why would you not go jungle? You had the right idea. Like, oh shit, these 2 counters are dead. Let's go with the team. No, fuck no, man. You need to farm. It's your job to farm. It's not your team's job. Your team is not gonna bring the creeps to you. You need to walk to the creeps and farm them. That's what needs to happen. Do you really think level 8 Drow is going to be the difference maker in these early fights? If that were the case, people would play Drow offlane or Drow support. But no, Drow matters once you have a lot of levels and items. That's when your multi-shot does a bajillion damage because it's percentage based. But right now it doesn't do shit. Which means you shouldn't be here. Even if you push this tier 2, it's not gonna help you win the game.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And we've covered this. Like, which towers are worth taking a chance. Not sure why I didn't silence it there. At least that could be one contribution. Yeah, it's basically 15 minutes and you haven't left the safe lane. That's, if you had to pick one simple reason why you lose this game. Actually, I'm not sure if you did lose it, but yeah, you did lose it. If I had to pick one simple reason why you lost this game, here it is. 16 minutes in, you have not left the safe lane. That is a mistake. It doesn't matter what hero you're playing, what MMR you are, if it's a team game or a pub game or a lobby game, none of this shit matters. If you're still in the safe lane at 16 minutes dying for the 4th time as a carry, that's enough reason to lose the game. And you could see it happen here. They caught you. And they're not gonna catch you like this if you're in the triangle. This will be much more difficult. So 17 minutes, almost 18, is the first time that you leave the safe lane. However, you go to the most dangerous place of the map. Center of the map is the most dangerous place to be at any point after the lane. Don't go here, go into the triangle. Farm here. You have a ward, you're behind your teammates. It's in the enemy jungle. This is where you want to be. The triangle and the enemy top lane. The enemy safe lane. This half of the map is the half that you want to play ideally here. This is the half that you want to avoid. And mid lane, very dangerous. You can be approached from all sides.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower.
Fortunately, again, nobody came for you. Shot the wave. And you're going bottom. You're actively avoiding the ancients. Again, another simple thing. Why did you lose this game? 19 minutes, you're playing Drow Ranger, you have not attacked the ancient camp a single time. Same with Tiny. I'm not even sure if I remember you farming the ancients with Tiny. If you're Pos1, you need to farm the ancients. Okay, then write that down, whatever.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Arms for the dead. Regeneration.
you're a hero. I'll do that. It's not a great hero choice. Okay, Quicksilver, get a nice item. And still, there's no reason to go BKB now. Like, it's way too early. Nobody is forcing you to fight. They're not pushing any tier 2 tower. Why do you need this BKB? You have time to farm more. Actually, a lot of Drow Rangers even, you know, you could keep the arrows at level 3, you can keep the silence at level 1, and you can take more points in stats early. Because stats are extra effective on this hero, obviously. Now, 22 minutes is the first time that you push the enemy off lane. I'm gonna be writing down the notes here in between the other notes on purpose, because you should recap these as well. Stop going for BKB so early. And he's not even pushing. Grouping and pushing. You're the enemy offlane. Avoid your safe lane in general. You want to play triangle and the enemy safe lane. Look at this. This is 22 minutes is the first time that you're in the right place on the map. Alright, pushing the enemy safe lane. Get the tower. I'm not sure why you're hitting it from closer than you have to. This is your attack range, right? This is another good general rule for Drow Ranger, but for any ranged hero, ranged right clickers and ranged spellcasters. Don't click to be near your target and then right click it, right? Because you walk closer than you have to be. If you do this in a fight, that's a throw, right? Half the reason why you have the Dragonlance right now is wasted because you're not making use of the Dragonlance range. You're not even making use of your own attack range. You're way closer than you need to be. Let me pause right here and show you from where you can actually attack the tower. And you need to check out these circles by hovering your mouse here. I do this all the time. Nobody knows it completely by heart. You need to keep checking it out until it's ingrained. Right here, you can already hit the tower. From here. The circle needs to only cover the center of the tower hitbox, right? Here, move. Right here, you can hit the tower. Think about it this way. You have 765 attack range, the tower has 700. So if the tower can hit you... Oh no, it was shooting the thing, but yeah. If the tower can hit you, that means you're way too close. You can hit the tower from outside of the tower's range. So you take the tower, taking the outpost is kind of a risky move in general. You shouldn't do that. Now you TP back. Why? Why would you TP back here? If you think they're coming for you, just hide here. They're not gonna find you. Hide in the edge of the map. And then make your way back to the Ancients. If you're gonna TP, then TP to this tower and farm the Ancients. Don't TP to Fountain. Alright, let me write down, I forgot also this. Do not buy a bunch. No items. No stick bond. No soul ring. Just rush power treads. Farming items, depending on the hero.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So 24 minutes, you don't even have the highest last hits in the game, so how can you expect to be top net worth, right? You're about 6 per minute right now, and you can definitely have a lot more with Drow if you follow the right rules. This is ultra dangerous. I'm not sure how you just kind of YOLO into the mid lane here. Enemies could be right here easily. Let's get the Roche. Okay, here hitting the tower. Team kinda dies.
Radiant's tower is under attack.
He didn't dodge those, but yeah, like I did.
Radiant's middle tower.
Now you're splitting nicely. It's the right play. You just kill this guy. That's cool. Whatever comes, you die. This is the part where you wanna, for example, if you have Shadow Blade, Weaver does not have detection. He has Sentry, okay, but they're in his backpack. If you have Shadow Blade, you can probably escape. Right, this is where also the BKB doesn't help you. You didn't even use it. But anyway, these are kind of the next steps you need to do to get the other stuff down that we talked about so far, and then the next steps will become relevant, like what to do when you are split pushing and enemies arrive, how to use your items, etc., which items you should buy. But for now, this stuff. And I guess doing a live session also wouldn't be bad one of these days. You mentioned your work schedule is a bit more busy, but yeah, we should try to set up a live session. If not me watching you play live, then maybe reverse live coaching, you know, right? We talked about this, I could play a game of Drow or Tiny on your account. Kind of show you how the game feels when you do that. But maybe it's because you've been playing a bunch of support recently and you kind of shifted out of the carry mindset. But again, when you're playing carry, you need to be greedy. You think about, how do I get farmed as fast as possible? These 3 rules, because we saw you constantly doing stuff in these games that did not help you with any of these 3 rules. These three objectives, basically, these 3 goals. Alright, man. Hope it was useful. Again, sorry if at some points my tone was a little bit negative, but just wanted to stress enough the mindset that you gotta adopt. Yeah, just message me on Discord, let me know to schedule live coaching, or if there's, if you have any comments or questions about this, let me know.